Hi, hi. So it's currently past. The mic isn't even plugged in. I spent the last maybe 5-6 minutes looking for the remote for my light, and the remote is stuck to the light. I can't sleep. It's currently about 2:30 a.m. and I tried and I just can't. So I thought, fuck it, my insomnia is acting up, so I'm going to play with it and I'm gonna do a 24-hour reading challenge. I'm not gonna sleep, I know that, and if we're lucky, I'm not gonna sleep for 24 hours and I'm just gonna read for 24 hours and see how many books I can get through. I've seen people do these challenges for such a long time, and I have now my own booktube channel, so I can do it, and it feels so fucking weird. So I picked 3 choices to use for this challenge. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through all of them or just 1 or 2, but honestly, if I get through just 1, that would be a lot. Just 1 book in 24 hours is already a lot. So, and I would be proud of myself nonetheless. The first victim is actually a new release. It's been released in this past November, and that is Program Mira. This is actually an ARC sent to me for free. So this is gonna be a review in a challenge, reviewing a new book, and hopefully we're gonna like it. Hopefully we're gonna discover a new authors, I shall say, which brings me to me introducing the book. So Program Mira is a young adult fairy tale retelling, dystopian novel by authors R.J. Setzer, who are husband and wife. Might I just add, that's so freaking cute, to write a book together and to use your names as the name of the author. That's so cute. Full names Riley and Joshua Sester. It was published just November, like I said, the 9th to be exact of November 2022. So it's a new release, and I'm so glad that I have the chance to review it for you people. This is a Snow White retelling, collides with Divergent. It's actually what attracted me to it, what made me choose this one, because it's a Snow White retelling. I've never read the Divergent series, never saw any movies, so that really didn't do much for me. But the Snow White retelling thing, I absolutely adore fairy tale retellings and historical retellings of any kind. I absolutely love. Also, the cover, look at this. Such a fucking beautiful cover. It's intrigued me when I first saw it, and I had to get it for myself. The coterie was once a godsend, a group of high-esteemed intellectuals who looked out for the people of diversity. Until Estrella, aided by a government-banned AI, Estrella's power is unchecked, and the divisions of diversity suffer in the grasp of her power-hungry hands. So it's given evil fairy godmother, but AI. And let me tell you, I don't really like dystopian stuff very much. I don't even think I've ever read and enjoyed a dystopian work. I don't even think I've ever read it. The last thing dystopian I can think of is maybe some weird comic book I found. I really don't know. I don't think I've ever read a novel. Dystopian stuff isn't really my forte. So if I slightly even like this, then this is amazing. Let's just start with this one and see where it goes. And hopefully I'll be done with it and maybe even more books by tomorrow at 2 a.m. So we have 24 hours to do this. Okay, it's currently almost 8 a.m. I've been reading all night long and taking breaks to edit and stuff, so I've been editing and reading, and it's amazing how much you can go through when like your sole purpose is just to read. Like this is amazing. I am actually halfway through the book. Like give me 2-3 hours and I'm done. Okay, first of all, a very, very intriguing beginning. It's a little difficult with the world building, okay? I don't know if because it's like a dystopian thing or whatnot, but I haven't read fantasy in a little bit of time. Like I've been reading fiction and non-fiction, god fucking damn it. and it's just, I don't know, like it's weird, and I'm trying to keep an open mind. My hand is killing me. We need to sit down. Okay. My eyes are still intact, and that's because I've been laying down on my back and on my stomach. Like, I've been barbecuing myself for the last 6 hours. The prologue reminded me so much. I don't know if you played this game. Do you play games? I don't know, but there was this game called Detroit, and it's amazing. It starts with this weird vibe going on where there's like, I don't know what we are. I don't know, like, I just don't know. Like, there's this weird AI that's controlling stuff, and we're in a subway, and it's just reminded me so much of Detroit and the vibe of Detroit. And if you've played that game, then it's like given the same vibes. I am sorry about this light, but the sun literally hasn't came up yet. We love winter, so this is what we're gonna have to deal with. It's giving me Big Brother vibes, you know? Like, this whole new, like, first part, it's following this, like, Estrella. And then the second part is following Winter. I haven't really read the second part yet, but it's, like, laid out like that. And I don't know, like, I can't say that yet because I haven't finished the book, obviously. But for now, I think I would have preferred it if it was, like, dual POVs where everything is laid out in the first part. But I don't know, I'm like sticking with it. It is intriguing, so I don't want like to DNF or whatever. It's really, really, really intriguing. It's just, I don't know, I guess it's just like difficult because dystopian stuff isn't really my type of preferred books. It's like a little difficult to understand the world building. I like find myself getting confused a little bit here and there, but yeah, I'm gonna go do something else and then read, and I'll see you if I have something else to say. Okay, I took a shower. Yes, I can take a shower without removing my makeup. I'm like very proud of that. We had lunch, we took a shower, and I made progress, so I'm like very proud of myself. It's 2 p.m. Last time I saw you was this morning. I'm really tired. I've reached a point where like, I'm like tired. It's so freaking cool. Okay, I still have that one negative though. I still have that one negative where it's confusing. I'm like, I be reading and then I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I don't know if that's like my sleep deprivation or not, but like I just be reading and then I'm just like, huh? Who? Ah, what? However, my brain is stupid, okay? My brain meats are stupid. They're like lacking, they're lackluster, and I've like come to accept that. And this is a fairly recent channel, so you're gonna get to know that we are not the brightest in the bunch in this channel, okay? We are sharp as a marble sometimes, alright? And that's cool, that's okay. We don't discriminate, we don't judge. However, this is a fairy tale retelling, a Snow White retelling, and I know that, you know that, we all know that. We've accepted that, we've known that, and we've started this book knowing that. However, I be reading, and then shit happens, and then I'm just like, oh my god, this is so cool, it's like Snow White. And that has happened, I kid you not, more than 12, approximately 12, 15 times. It happened so much. Hi, Estrella, we stopped with Estrella or Estrella, however the fuck you say it now. I'm reading it, got me some slack. The writing is cool, okay? Even though it's confusing me sometimes, but the writing, it's really cool. I like how the characters are developing and how their personalities are showing through and are changing. Especially with Estrella, like, this bitch's character or personality is changing by the power that is given to her. Like, the more power she has, the more she is changing. I love that. I think that is difficult to do, to make a character change in that way or develop in that way according to the surrounding of said character, and I like how it's done here. The part where, you know, how the stepmom, the evil queen, gets her dude to kill Snow White and bring her back her heart. So that scene just like happened, but in a very cool way. And while I was reading that scene, I was like, oh my god, this is like Snow White. This is reminding me of Snow White. And it's so cool, like connecting the dots while reading between the fairy tale and this version of it. It's just like so cool. I don't feel like I need a break or like I want a break, and I am excited because part 2 is called Winter, so we're gonna be following a different character, and I'm excited. Like, I don't want to take a break. Also, I started and finished another book. So while you were charging, I didn't want to go on and do something else, and I edit on you, and I read the book on you, and I film on you. So I couldn't really do any of those things. So I read another book. So I read On the Shortness of Life by Seneca. This is such a short read. I literally started it now and finished now. It has like 120 pages. It's so fucking good. I had this rotten on my bookshelf. Rotten. I just picked it up, an hour passed, I finished it, it's gone. Why haven't I read this before? I don't know. You should read it though, it's really good. It's not that we have a short life, life is long, but that we waste life. It's so freaking amazing how something can be written such a long time ago, and this was written a long fucking time ago. Still not only be relevant, but be so understandable, and oh my god, it like brought me so much joy reading this, and so much regret. What? And so much regret as to why I have not picked this up before. Written in a way that allows it to be iconic. No, I'm just kidding. It allows it to be easy to understand. Very, very, very understandable. It's difficult to find books that are written this fucking long ago and be so easy to understand and so easy to recommend. It takes the whole of life to learn how to live. And what will perhaps make you wonder more, it takes the whole of life to learn how to die. Imagine writing that. This was a short, important read about the importance of making a choice for yourself, for your life, and to live fully. Aware of ourselves, our lives, and our time, and how we're spending each moment that passes by, and how we're wasting time, and how we can make like a lot of a short time. Wait, what's the saying? This was so freaking random. I was like, I put my phone to charge and I took a break from program Mira, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm wasting time. I'm wasting time. I freaked out about wasting time, and I just picked this up and I finished it in an hour, and I was shocked, and I'm still shocked. Let's finish Mira. Okay, 4 p.m. It's gotten so much better, okay? It has potential. We still have like 3 hours to go or something. We still have a full part 3, which is called The Boys, and a lot happened, like so much more action. Okay, let's break it down. First of all, this is so cool. Connecting the dots between actual Snow White and this, and like what they took from that, from like the original fairy tale, and how they changed it and made it their own. I'm talking about the authors, how they changed it and made it their own and made it, you know, unique for them, and like made it in a way that works with the dystopian aspect of the novel. It's so freaking cool and so creative. I loved it. This next part I'm only gonna be 100% sure of when I'm done with the book, but it's definitely more suitable for a younger audience. Like there are parts that are a little bit more immature, so I'm like, this is not me. Like no one is like dying. Like where's the smut? You know, like it's definitely more suitable for a younger audience, but we're gonna see. Cause like I'm going back and forth with between like this is a little too safe to like, oh my god, this is so freaking cool, I love it, I am 5 years old, please let me live my fantasy. But like, I don't know, where you just take something and you add to it and you daydream and add this and add that, and boom, you have your story. And I'm loving that aspect. So Winter's hair is completely white, and I love these small details. Like Snow White's hair is supposed to be like as black as like coal, or however the fuck they described it in the fairy tale. Part 2 definitely started off a little less intriguing, like I started getting bored in part 2, but then it picked up, and by the end I flipped the page and it was part 3, and I was just like, I just wanted to know, I'm going back to what I said before. I like the formatting. I didn't like how it was laid out at first, but now I really like it. It's so freaking cool to see the equivalent of the evil queen to this one, and to have like the equivalent of her minions in the fairy tale to this one having an entire fucking AI system working for her. It's so freaking cool. And yeah, I'm just gonna start part 3 and I'll finish it and talk to you. 9:30 or like 10 something p.m. I just finished. It took longer than I estimated. Not gonna lie, I've gotten a bit confused. Sorry, this is annoying. I've gotten a bit confused. I think I'm dyslexic. That's not even a joke. I don't know. Like recently, I am literally like going to research if you can. I'm like that serious right now. I don't know, like, can you like develop dyslexia, or is it something that you're born with? Because if you can develop it, then I don't know. I really like it. This was perfect when it comes to you know, finding the little details between the original fairy tale and the changes that they had to make it, you know, a retelling or their own story. It was perfect between that. I don't know if that makes sense. But with retellings, it's either like you can do too much, where it's literally this story with like, especially retellings that include smut. They are all over the place. Like there's so much of them, and most of them it's like the story with a pinch of smut, or like a shovel of smut, depending on how smutty you want a book to be. But most of them, it's just that. It's not unique. It's nothing like super creative. I mean, I read the shit out of them. Literally, my library is all that, so I love them. Nothing against that, but it's difficult to find a perfect balance, and this book did that perfectly. I think the general idea of the fairy tale was just put there and like stored in a safe place, and then we built this entire dystopian world around it in such a unique way that I loved. And this is definitely changing my mind when it comes to dystopian novels. I am so interested in more. Like my entire dystopian knowledge was from video games. That's all. It's just video games and maybe some anime or manga here and there. But this is like the first time that I've read a novel that has something, you know, dystopian in it, and I actually don't mind it. So that's super cool. So that's super cool for me. The book definitely gets better as you go on, especially because of the world building. You're trying to understand everything. It was by no means complicated. It wasn't. Like the parts where I personally had a rough time understanding what was going on, or you know, being a little bit confused, I have come to accept that is just a part of my brain, and I realized that it's something that can happen with BPD. When you're having an episode or coming out of an episode, you get like brain fog, and I literally have been diagnosed for years, and I just figured that out. So like, that's just me. Disregard each time I said that. It's definitely directed to a younger audience. I still feel that way after finishing it, but even though it was directed to a younger audience, I liked it. It was fun, and it was just happy, and you know, it brought me like a lot of giddiness and a lot of butterflies, especially coming to end this book. Like the last chapters, the last few pages, I went up, I went down, I went all over the place. I was shocked. I was captivated. I really like it. So I think I'm gonna give this one 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I am very surprised and super proud of myself, because I read 20 books. I read 2 books, and it hasn't even been 24 hours yet. Now I am conflicted because I don't know what to do. I can't sleep yet. I don't know, like I didn't have another book ready. Like I had this one, and I was just like,
Hi, I was lying. I had another one ready, but it was like 500 pages long, and I don't know who the fuck I thought I was, but I accepted that I'm not gonna read it because I'm not gonna finish it. So,
and I still have a few hours left till 2 a.m. and that's enough time to read a book. Okay, it is 1:57 and almost 2. I did just finish my 3rd book, and it's such an interesting read. I'm gonna see you tomorrow and we can talk about this experiment and experience and this challenge, because I am going to fall down right now. My eyes feel like they weigh 50 pounds each. That was such an exaggeration. Good night. We slept rejuvenated, and we read another book. Okay, I'm sorry about my appearance last night, but I was dying. So it's the next day. Well, technically it's not the next day, because I started the challenge at 2 a.m. and finished it at 2 a.m. of today. So it's today. I started it yesterday and I finished today, and today is also today. It's still today. Like, it's all... Do you understand me? I don't remember if I gave you a full update of program Mira, but I ended up really liking it. I picked up another book that also has been rotten on my shelves, and that is L'étranger by Albert Camus. I went outside and bought 2 baguettes and I ate 1.5. So anyways, I ended up picking up the L'étranger, or The Stranger. This is a book published in 1942 in the original language, which was French. Honestly, I opened it and I was like, I'm going to finish this now, because listen to this. Maman died today, or yesterday maybe. I don't know. It's intriguing, okay? I read it and I was like, this is profound. It's just one hell of an opening, like one hell of a beginning line in a book. This novel has been named the most influential novel of the 20th century, or one of the most influential novels of the 20th centuries. And from one aspect, after finishing it, I do agree to it. I need to reread it again. I read it, yesterday and finished 2 a.m. and I already want to reread it again, because it's like profound. One thing that I noticed is that it reminded me so much of Charles Bukowski. I love Charles Bukowski. That man is amazing to me. I love his sense of humor. I love how grummy his writing is. I love his stories. I love how dirty his writing is, and this reminded me of that. It has like this empty feeling to it, and I like that. I'm an empty human being. I like empty stuff. Incredibly simple to understand and easy, and the storytelling is, even though it's easy and understandable, it's still profound. Like, it makes you want to talk about it. It makes you want to argue about it. It makes you want to have a conversation, which is absolutely amazing. Pushing a lot of questions at us, like, what is the meaning of life? Does it even have meaning? If it does it even matter? What makes a human being, and what breaks a human being? And does really anything matter? In your neighborhood, where you have that one weird dude and that one random dude who's like so fucking weird, and like everyone avoids, and like everyone thinks it's weird, and like no one talks to, and like they do like the weirdest shit. That one weird dude who collects dead animals and rocks, that's what I'm thinking about. Okay. After saying that, I need to show you something. This is my collection of rocks, and they're so fucking pretty. And I also have a collection of bones. This is actually Greg, and he was my pet snake, and then he passed away. So I was describing myself. Hi. I did enjoy the symbolism in it, on God, on judgment, on life, and humanity. Living as a 20-year-old something with no specific aim in life at anything. Just waking up and living each day. are following this character in that situation in the first part, and it was actually interesting to see until we reached the second part, which was weird. So this dude went to a beach and caught himself a case. That's it. He went to a beach and caught a case, and no one knows why. Which is why I want to reread it. Like, when I finished it, I was like, oh my god, did something happen in the first part that I like completely ignored? It left me thinking about empathy and having emotions and having an emotional response to what's around us. And does it matter if you have it or not? And does it make a difference to you and the people around you? A story that's definitely super simple, yet you want to go back to it. And I'm proud of myself. I read exactly 3 books in the span of 24 hours. That's amazing, actually. Thank you so much to the publishers of Program Mira for sending me the ARC for free for me to review and share it with you. And thank you so much for watching and for being here. See you next video. Bye.